Welcome back to CBS Beyond the Gates. Spoilers. Today, let's just dive right into the absolute chaos happening with Bill and the Duprees. So we all know what the show wants us to think right now. They want us to look at the screen and believe with 100% certainty that Hayley Hamilton is the one poisoning Bill. And, it makes total sense on the surface. Hayley is ruthless. She is manipulative. She wants Bill's money, and she wants him out of the picture. And we have seen her plotting with Randy Parker. We have seen them talking about toxins and blood tests and keeping Bill in the dark. But what if this is all just a giant red herring? What if the writers are playing us? Because soap operas love to give us an obvious villain while the real killer is hiding in plain sight. And right now the most obvious villain is Hayley. But my new theory changes everything. What if the person actually putting the poison into Bill's system isn't Hayley at all? What if it is a member of the beloved, highly respected Dupree family? And I know that sounds absolutely crazy. The Duprees are the moral compass of this show. They are the heroes. But think about the motive. Think about what is really at stake here. We have to go back to that night of the tornado. The power went out. The storm was raging. And Dani Dupree was trapped in an elevator with her ex-husband Bill. And they hooked up. It was a massive mistake. Dani is married to Andre now. Good, sweet Andre, who is currently stressing out over anonymous bottles of champagne and trying to support his wife. But Dani crossed the line. She slept with Bill. And Bill is a chronic cheater with a massive ego. His zipper issues are legendary in Fairmont Crest. And he has this huge secret hanging over Dani's head. If Bill talks, Dani's entire life falls apart. Her marriage to Andre is over. Her family will be disgusted. So the motive to shut Bill up permanently is definitely there. And the Duprees are fiercely protective of their own. Let's talk about Vernon Dupree for a second. Vernon is the patriarch. He is a dignified man who mentors political candidates. He has power and influence. But he also has a very dark protective streak when it comes to his daughters. Vernon already called Joey Armstrong to warn him about Randy. He is paying close attention to the shady stuff happening around Bill. What if Vernon decided that Bill was a disease that needed to be cured? Vernon could easily slip into Bill's hospital room. He could tamper with an IV or a drink. Because Vernon knows that Bill will never stop hurting Dani. Bill is a toxic pole in Dani's life. And maybe Vernon just decided enough was enough. To protect Dani's happiness, maybe a father did the unthinkable. But it doesn't stop with Vernon. What about Anita? Anita just survived a brutal battle with cancer. She faced death. And she won. When you go through something like that, your perspective changes. You stop playing by the rules. Anita recently called an impromptu family gathering for all the Duprees. And the stated goal was to compare notes on Hayley's inconsistency, to find a way to take Hayley down. But what if that summit was actually a cover? What if Anita is orchestrating a master plan to frame Hayley for Bill's murder? Anita knows that Hayley is already acting guilty. Hayley is already meeting with Randy in secret. So if Anita were to poison Bill, the cops would immediately look at Hayley. It is the perfect crime. Anita gets rid of the man who keeps ruining her daughter's life, and she sends her worst enemy to prison at the same time. That is some next-level soap opera genius right there. And then we have to look at Dani herself. Dani is spiraling out of control right now. She is in a total panic. Hayley actually walked in on Dani kissing Bill's hand in his hospital room. And Dani is facing relentless interrogations from Anita, Vernon, and Nicole. They keep asking her why she is calling Bill her husband instead of her ex-husband. They know something is wrong. Dani is terrified that her family will find out about the elevator hookup. So what does she do? She goes on the offensive. Dani recently cornered Randy Parker. She offered him a plea deal. She told him that she would help him get a deal with the prosecutor if he throws Hayley under the bus. But why is Dani playing detective? Why is she pushing so hard to get Randy to confess? Maybe because Dani is the one who poisoned Bill. And she desperately needs Randy to point the finger at Hayley before anyone looks too closely at her. It is classic deflection. Dani is being a huge hypocrite right now. trying to lock Hayley up to distract from her own sins. And let's talk about Randy's dilemma in all of this. Randy is sweating bullets. He is terrified. He knows that if he goes down for this, his life is over. Dani is offering him a lifeline. But Randy also has Joey Armstrong breathing down his neck. Joey is furious. Joey knows Randy is up to no good. And remember, Randy has a history of running. He stole cash from Joey before and tried to flee the DMV. He only survived because Vanessa and Doug McBride saved him from Joey's wrath. So Randy might just trigger his flight response again. He might see the walls closing in and decide to run. But if he runs, he is playing right into the real killer's hands. Because if Randy disappears, Hayley will definitely blame him. She will say Randy was a jealous, crazed lover who poisoned Bill all by himself. But if my theory is right, and a Dupree actually poisoned Bill, then Randy running away just helps the Duprees cover their tracks even more. Because think about how dark this makes the show. Beyond the Gates has always painted the Duprees as these pillars of the community. They are successful, they are righteous, they are always lecturing everyone else about doing the right thing. But if one of them is a cold-blooded attempted murderer, that flips the entire script. It turns this family drama into a gritty, dark murder mystery. And I am totally here for it. I want to see the fallout when Andre realizes his wife might be a killer. Or when Nicole realizes her parents are capable of murder. The psychological toll this would take on the family would be incredible to watch. And we cannot forget about Madison Montgomery. Madison is returning to the DMV next week, from August 17 to 21. And she is a medical professional. She was the one who suspected Bill's blood work was abnormal in the first place. She didn't want him checking out of the hospital against medical advice. So when Madison comes back, she is going to dig into those lab results. She is going to find the exact toxin used on Bill. And she is going to start asking questions. Madison is smart. She might be the one to crack the case. And when she follows the evidence, will it lead her to Hayley's secret meetings at Uptown? Or will it lead her straight to the Dupree mansion? And what about the younger generation? Chelsea and Kat are currently playing amateur sleuths. They are digging into Hayley's past. They are trying to find a way to expose her. But what if Chelsea or Kat found out about the poison and decided to help the process along? Naomi is dealing with the terrifying news that she has the BRCA gene. She is vulnerable and overwhelmed. The whole family is under immense pressure. When people are under pressure, they snap. They do things they would never normally do. And poisoning Bill Hamilton is exactly the kind of desperate act someone takes when they feel like they have no other option. So the more I think about it, the more this theory just makes sense. Hayley is a pawn. She is a convenient scapegoat. Yes, she probably wanted to kill Bill. Yes, she probably talked to Randy about it. But when it came time to actually do the deed, a secretive member of the Dupree family beat her to the punch. They slipped the poison into his system to stop him from destroying Dani's life with that elevator secret. And now, the Duprees are sitting back, acting outraged, interrogating Dani, and watching as Hayley and Randy take all the blame. It is brilliant. It is dark. And it is exactly the kind of twist that would make this season of Beyond the Gates unforgettable. I mean, just imagine the scene. Imagine Vernon standing over Bill's hospital bed, adjusting his tie, and calmly watching his enemy fade away. Or Anita, fresh off a cancer victory, deciding that she is the one who decides who lives and who dies in Fairmont Crest. Or Dani crying crocodile tears while secretly knowing she silenced Bill forever so she could keep on. The possibilities are endless. And I honestly hope the writers are going in this direction. Because while seeing Hayley get arrested would be satisfying, seeing a Dupree get exposed as a mastermind killer would be legendary. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Am I totally crazy? Am I drinking too much coffee? Or do you think a Dupree is actually the one poisoning Bill? Let me know your theories. And as always, keep watching, keep guessing, and I will see you guys in the next update.